In 1965, Bob Dylan sat down with a reporter from Time magazine. What followed wasn't a typical interview, it became one of the most famous confrontations between an artist and the press. Instead of promoting himself, Dylan challenged the very questions he was being asked.
I mean, you got a lot of nerve asking me a question like that.
Right from the start, Dylan refused to explain his songs. He insisted there was no hidden message he needed to reveal, saying he simply wrote them and left the interpretation to the listener.
And you're not going to get it all, and you might even hear the wrong words, And then afterwards, I won't be able to talk to you afterwards. I got nothing to say about these things I write. I mean, I just write them. I'm not going to say anything about them. I don't write them for any reason. There's no great message. I mean, if you want to tell other people that, go ahead and tell them.
The conversation quickly shifted to the media itself. Dylan argued that magazines like Time cared more about packaging stories than revealing the full truth, accusing them of oversimplifying reality.
And I've never been in Time magazine. I don't need Time magazine. And I don't think I'm a folk singer. You'll probably call me a folk singer, but the other people know better. I mean, those a certain class of people. It's a class of people that take the magazine seriously. I mean, sure, I could read it, and I read it on the airplanes, but I don't take it seriously. If I want to find out anything, I'm not going to read Time magazine. I'm not going to read Newsweek. I'm not going to read any of these magazines. I mean, because they just got too much to lose by printing the truth. You know that.
Dylan also pushed back against the labels that had followed him throughout his career. Whether people called him a folk singer, a protest singer, or a spokesman for a generation, he made it clear he didn't see himself that way.
You'll ever know about me, ever. I mean, I could tell you, I'm not a folk singer and explain to you why, but you wouldn't really understand. All you could do, you could nod your head. You would nod your head.
As the interview became more philosophical, Dylan questioned whether words could truly capture reality. His point was that people often believe they understand things far more than they actually do.
Every word has its little letter, big letter, like the word no. The word no, K-N-O-W. Okay, the word no, capital K-N-O-W? Like, each of us really knows nothing, right? But we all think we know things, right? But we really know nothing.
At one point, Dylan reminded the interviewer that everyone eventually dies. It wasn't meant as a threat. It was his way of saying that fame, criticism, and public opinion shouldn't be taken too seriously.
I'm saying that you're going to die, and you're going to go off the earth. You're going to be dead. Man, it could be 20 years. It could be tomorrow. Anytime. So am I. I mean, it's going to be gone. The world's going to go on without us. All right, now you do your job in the face of that, and how seriously you take yourself. You decide for yourself. Okay, and I'll decide for myself.
When asked why fans attended his concerts, Dylan dismissed the idea that he was leading a movement. In his view, people came to be entertained, regardless of the deeper meanings others tried to attach to his music.
Do you care about what you're saying?
How could I answer that if you got the nerve to ask me? I mean, you got a lot of nerve asking me a question like that. Do you ask the Beatles that? Okay, so do you think anybody that comes to see me is coming for any other reason except entertainment, really?
The interview ends with one of Dylan's most memorable remarks. He jokingly claimed he was just as good a singer as legendary opera star Enrico Caruso, not because their voices sounded alike, but to challenge the idea that technical perfection is the only measure of great singing.
Yeah, I had no idea. First of all, I'm not even a pop singer. Yes, I'm just as good a singer as Caruso. Have you heard me sing? Have you ever heard me sing? Oh, well, you see right there we have a little disagreement. I happen to be just as good as him, a good singer. You have to listen closely, but I hit all those notes. And I can hold my breath 3 times as long if I want to.
More than 60 years later, this interview remains one of Bob Dylan's most revealing moments. Not because he explained himself, but because he refused to. In doing so, he reminded the world that some artists would rather let their music speak than define it with words.